Well, hey everybody, it's Dr. Karma Bryant. You guys ready? All right. Well, let's do this. You ready? Come on, let's do it. Come on. All right, now this video in particular. Now this is my OGs out there. Some of you guys, we've been hanging out, on social media for what? Maybe like 5 years now, or maybe a little more than that. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, maybe 5 years, 6 years, something like that. So some of you guys, when I make this video, you're like, okay, I'm beyond that part. I'm an OG. I already know. I've got it down pat. I know what I was dealing with. And then there are some of you guys that are new followers, new viewers. You came across this video, or it popped up on your feed. You're wondering how. Maybe this one is for you. Because some of you are realizing that the person that I'm with, there's something wrong with them. I can't put my finger on them. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something not right. And some of you guys, you got into the situationship and this person made you feel so good. You wonder, why could somebody give up something so precious, something so great, such a great provider, such a, great mother, such a great man, how can someone pass this up? How can someone take advantage? If it's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. And wonder why no one has picked it up. Wonder why no one has decided they wanted to be with. This is like the Bible story, when, who was it? It was Jacob with his wife Leah and Rachel. He didn't understand the culture. He didn't understand, how the culture worked, that the oldest had to be married first before you married the youngest, because Rachel was the youngest. And Rachel was the most beautiful woman, and everyone desired her, but wonder why she, no one had gotten her yet. It's because of the fact that she had a cockeyed sister named Leah, and nobody wanted to marry her in order to get Rachel. So both of them ended up being single. And he didn't understand that, and woke up after working for 7 years for Rachel, and woke up to cockeyed Leah. She was not that, and he had to work another 7 years in order to get Rachel. Well, listen, if it's too good to be true, y'all, and this person is just, everything that I've ever wanted. They're my soulmate. When I talk to them, I just feel different. I feel like I'm on cloud 9. When your emotions are wide open like that, that's a red flag. When they pull and everything moves so fast, you meet them, they're already making plans. They're wanting to move in with you, or they're already making plans about marriage and everything. Sometimes they're in a narcissist could be in a state of desperation too, where they have to lock in a supply because the other supply is unstable or has left. So they need to lock in a supply. They may have been working with you for a little while, but all of a sudden things speed up real fast, or they meet you and things are really, really quick. Everything moves really fast, and it goes beyond your logic. You don't use wisdom and logic anymore. You're all emotions. So all your mistakes that you're making right now are all emotional mistakes. There are narcissists that are great providers. They provide you with things. They give you stuff. At what expense? At your expense. At what expense are you enjoying these luxuries of life? And yet you're starting to wake up. All of a sudden the dream, the beautiful dream that you have is turning into a nightmare, because number one, you're noticing that they have a rage issue. You may spend a lot of time, you're trying to work opposite, and I need to be calm, and I can calm this individual down, and I'm gonna love the hell out of this person. It ain't gonna happen. That narcissist is fine-tuning to you, knowing what you would do and what hoops you'll jump through. Then on top of that, it also depends on how you got the person. If you're living in shame, they play on that shame, because they know that you're not going to be quick to leave, because you don't want people to think that you made a mistake, and you done made a mistake. And this may not have been your first mistake, but you've made a mistake again because you didn't take the time to heal. Now, when I say you, hey, I'm a part of that category, so I'm not just pointing my finger at you, making it seem like you are the only one. And if it applies, if the shoe fit, wear it. If it don't cram your foot in it. But I understand, because I was a part of that use peoples. And use peoples meaning survivors jumping right back, or victims jumping right back into a vicious cycle of narcissist abuse. And you just keep going from abusive person to abusive person. Now, another thing you'll notice is that, they know that they're messing up. They know, because a tiger doesn't change their stripes. And you're noticing there are certain behaviors that they have that is very consistent. It's almost to a point where you can predict what they're going to say and how they're going to say it. But hope is the last thing to go, because you were hoping that this was going to work. You were hoping that, that they really did love you more than they loved that last supply. They did, until your leather smell wore out. When that new leather smell wore out, then you became just like the rest of them. You're shelved, and they're on the hunt at you are the home base because you take the most of the abuse. You know, you take the financial abuse, the verbal abuse, and some of you guys even the physical abuse. But the one thing they'll do is they'll love bomb you in public too. Love bomb you in public, gaslight you in public, but they'll love bomb you in public. And they'll let everybody know what a great person you are. You were there for me at the lowest time of my life. When everybody left me, you stuck with me. You know, my parents are deceased, or I feel like an orphan, and you're the only person that was there for me. And I know I've done some things, and I know I'm a hard person to love, and I know that sometimes it's not easy being with me, but you stayed there. You stayed there with me. You are the most compassionate and sweetest person in the whole world, and no one has as much respect for you than I do. You're being love bombed, baby. You're being love bombed. Men and women alike, you're being love bombed because they're messing up, and they know they're messing up, and they can feel you pulling away a little bit, or they need to pull you back in, so they have to give you an overdose of that love bombing. They have to give you an overdose to get those emotions back in. They got to put you back in place because you're too close to leaving. You're too close to making up your mind about, I got to make sure I get into your head, get into your heart. I was listening to this pimp. And one of the things he said that I find fascinating, because I think we talked about it too. He said, you never, because remember I told you my mother always taught us that, the power of sex is in the woman, but the power of choice is in the man. So don't ever think for a minute that you're making the choices. The man has chosen you. So they allow you to take the lead, and they follow your lead to find out how you talk, how you think, but they've chosen you. You didn't choose them. And so, but the power of sex is in the woman. You can get a lot from a man by sex, but that doesn't mean he chooses you. You can be with a man for 20, 30 years, 15 years, and you'll never win his heart. You'll never have him. He may not even marry you. And then he meets somebody and marries them within 6 months because the choice is on him. He makes the choices. But the thing about it is that the pimp said, and keep in mind, he didn't hear us talk. He didn't hear my mom talk. But what he said was, you never let the woman have power of sex over you. He said, you never let them have power of sex over you. He says, the first thing you do as a pimp, he said, you got to get into her mind. Because once you can get into her mind, you can get into her heart, and you got total control. He said, never let a woman control you, with the power of sex. He said, but what you do is get into her mind. Because once you can get into her mind, you get into her heart, you get into her emotions, and then you have total control. Think about that. That's how many of us ended up with these monsters, these little trolls, these little monsters, or like Telsha with the T says, he's backward walking with giraffes with pockets facing the other way. But but the thing about it is that you're coming to a realization that something is not right. And you're noticing that it's not just narcissistic behavior, meaning they just do stuff because they're immature, because they can be 50, 60, 70 years old, and they're doing stuff that teenagers do. It's like they can't settle down. And when they lie, they big lie. They don't little lie, they big lie. And you're listening to them because every time you hear them talk, they're always bragging about what they have, what they got, what we got, what we're doing, They're always bragging. And you'll notice that the stuff that they're bragging about is not always the truth. They always add stuff to it, and then they obligate you to make sure you don't embarrass them in public. They obligate you to agree with them. Or you may not say anything at all because you don't want to be involved in the lie. But you know that some of the stuff that they're saying is not truth. And then people don't even know what you're going through. The hell that you're going through at home. Your body is sick. You're sick. You got migraines. Your body, nausea. No energy. It's like your body is dying from the inside out. You're sick all the time. You can't, half the time you can't even enjoy life because you're busy trying to take care of yourself because your immune system is jacked up. You have autoimmune deficiency or problems, but they love to publicly, love bomb you. Because when they publicly love bomb you, see, they're not doing it because they care about you. They're doing it because they're getting other people to join in like flying monkeys, so that in the event that you were to leave, the only thing that they know is this was relationship goals. I can't believe you left that man. That man loved you. That woman loved you. All the things that they did, and look how much they admired you and what they said about you. Baby, you were being love bombed in public. You're the best woman, the best man in the whole world. I hate when people do that. I don't mind them doing that when it's genuine, but when a narcissist I hate when a narcissist does that, because that's what people desire, especially women. Women love admiration and affirmation from their man. Likewise, from a husband, wanting that from their wife. But when they do that and they're doing it for other people and not you, it's not genuine. But you're starting to realize something ain't right.